Welcome to the Easy Peasy Life podcast. I'm your host, Poppy Lee, and this is the space for midlife women who are tired of feeling overwhelmed and ready for life to feel lighter, calmer, and more joyful again. Each week, we'll talk about simple habits, mindset resets, and easy tools that help you feel more in control, one small step at a time. If you're ready for peace, clarity, and your comeback season, you're in the right place. Let's make life, well, easy peasy. Hello, guys. Welcome to my podcast. I'm so excited to have you here today. Welcome. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, and I'm super excited to have you on today. Welcome to the Easy Peasy Life podcast, the show for midlife women who are tired of feeling overwhelmed, stretched thin, and pulled in 1,000,000,000 directions, and are so ready for life to feel just a little bit lighter. I'm your host, #Poppy Lee, helping midlife women make life just a little bit easier, one laugh and one easy peasy step at a time. So welcome. So this podcast is your space to breathe again, just to take a breath, to feel seen, to laugh in the chaos, to calm the hormones, and to simplify the mental load that you have in your life, especially this week during Thanksgiving, and to rediscover who you are in the middle of everything you do for everyone else. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, I'm here with real talk, real stories, practical tips, funny moments, emotional moments, and a whole lot of the same. This is where midlife gets a little lighter, easier, and honestly, a whole lot funnier. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's get down to it. Let's go. So guys, I'm super excited that you're here today with me. Thank you for joining me. I'm a motivational podcast that comes on Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm #Poppy Lee, and I am stationed or on location in a little town called Dripping Springs outside of West Austin. If you continue west, you're going to hit Johnson City. And if you continue west further, you're going to hit Fredericksburg, Texas, the home of over 200 wineries and breweries in the local area. And if you're a fellow wine drinker like I am, cheers to wine and cheers to good coffee. Welcome. So I am so excited that you're here today because today's topic, why did I say that? Today's topic is one I know you'll feel in your spirit, deep down in your soul, in that little part of your brain that says, Lord, why is everything so complicated in my life during midlife? I'm nervous and I'm frustrated and I don't know why I have these hot flashes and why is everything so crazy? Lord, help me. So today we're talking about how to simplify your home, your mind, and your calendar. Before they gang up on you and file, before your brain and everything, your home, your mind, and everything, before they file a lawsuit on you. Okay. But the main thing we're going to do today is what I like to start off with doing. So in the morning, when you get up in the morning, after you get up in the morning, you get out of bed, and the first thing that you should be doing is making up your bed. I do believe that because I do believe if you do something constructive and successful at the beginning of your day, right as soon as you wake up right away, that it will lead to success throughout the rest of your day and lead to you to feel like you're accomplished, right? If you accomplish one thing in the morning, like making up your bed, you're like, oh brother, no, it actually works. And supposedly it's been proven, like in research, that if you make up your bed, then other things tend to follow suit. But I like to start out with a quote of the day. And I just happen to have two quotes of the day today. So the first one says, clutter isn't just stuff on your floor. It's anything standing between you and the life that you want. Let me read it again. Clutter isn't just stuff on your floor. It's anything standing between you and the life that you want. So that is anything that gets in your way. Quote 2 says, when your environment is chaotic, your brain will be too. So they kind of go hand in hand, right? So can I get an amen in the comments? Raise your hand and get an amen in the comments that if you think if your environment is really, really chaotic in your life, like everything is crazy, your brain's going to be too, because most of the time you're thinking of other things in your life that you need to do, and your brain doesn't seem to be working the way it's supposed to because you're thinking about everything else. Because if my kitchen counter could talk, it would say, "Help me, Jesus." So one thing that I have to talk to y'all about today, and then I'll go into today's message, is I don't know about you guys, countertop. There's a couple of things that I have in my life that drive me crazy that I call pet peeves. Do y'all have any pet peeves? I want you to drop them in the comments if you have one or two pet peeves. My first pet peeve that I have is walking around barefoot. I can't do that. I can't walk around barefoot. I either have to wear chanclas or flip-flops for Anglo friends that I have. Flip-flops or really, really thick socks, because I don't like walking around in the house because we have concrete floors. I don't like walking around the house and feeling those little chispas or little things that I forgot to vacuum or my Roomba forgot to vacuum. And then I have them underneath on all over my feet and the bottom of my feet. I'm like, oh my gosh, it drives me insane. The other pet peeve that I have is we have two refrigerators, one in the kitchen and one in the laundry room. If I go, it drives me insane if I go to the kitchen refrigerator and I see stuff on the handle. Raise your hand in the comments if you feel that way, because I don't know what it is. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's germs. I have 3 different types of wipes on my countertop. One is 7th generation, one is alcohol wipes, and one is just those Lysol wipes that are probably not good for us for emergency circumstances. And I also, so not just refrigerators, although the microwave too. So the microwave handle, I'm starting to sweat and getting a hot flash as I'm thinking about this, because I'm like, oh, I have probably 15 people coming over and I love it. I love family. I love spending time with family, but I have like 15 people coming over and some kids and stuff too. And I'm like, I'm going to have the wipies like right there. I should make one of the girls, Stephanie's girls, in charge of wiping off the handles. Okay, I'm being dramatic. Anyway, but those are my pet peeves. So let's move on to today's session message, because if not, I'll go off on a tangent. And that's one thing that I love about my podcast is I can just talk. But sometimes I need to shut up and follow suit as far as my calendar of events is concerned. Anyway, so why everything feels overwhelmed in midlife. And just a reminder, it's not you. This is not you. Have you ever walked into a room like I just did on a podcast and you forget why you're here? And I always talk about this because yesterday it happened to me 3 times. It's like, it like never goes away. It's like now, unfortunately, I've taught my subconscious mind to walk into a room with purpose and not know what it is. So you walk back out, then you come back in and you still don't know what you're doing there. Welcome to midlife, where the mental load is so heavy that even our brain cells are on strike. We're not just thinking about cleaning the house. We're thinking about all kinds of things. We're thinking about, why am I the only one that sees these things on the floor and nobody picks them up? Why is everyone hungry again? Speaking about things on the floor, I get upset at my husband because we have a hamper right there, right? But for some reason, he aims his underwear, and I say underwear because it's gross to have to pick them up, 3 feet the other direction, right? I'm like, babe, can you aim 3 feet to the right instead of 3 feet to the left? And so I don't have to get my midlife back down and pick up your underwear and toss it in the hamper that you should have aimed the other way anyway. Okay, so why is everybody hungry again? Why are there 47 tabs open in my brain, just like my computer? Y'all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tabs I have open. So it's not 47, that's dramatic, but 14 tabs. Why is my planner full, but my soul is empty? Interesting. And then the hormones jump in. Like, ooh, this is a good time for a hot flash. All of a sudden, let's do one and throw her really off, because then she'll have to take a shower again. Midlife is like juggling flaming swords, right? You never know what's going to happen. On a balance beam. So you're on a balance beam. In heels, stilettos. During a thunderstorm, everything's going on at once. That's why simplicity is not a luxury. It's a survival tool. So let's talk about the home reset. Okay, we talked about midlife reset before. The home reset, we're going to be funny, but we're also going to be real. Let's start with the house. Because sometimes simplifying your life begins with throwing away the Tupperware with no lid. Y'all, I feel like this is my podcast. I know it is, but I feel like I'm talking to myself. How many times do you go into your cabinet and open up your cabinet and the Tupperware, or we don't usually use Tupperware anymore. It's kind of Tupperware, but we use like the HEB Ziploc containers kind of thing. But we can't find the lid. Oh my gosh, that is so true. How many times, raise your hand in the comments and say me, if you opened up your cabinet, pulled out a Tupperware container, and you can't find the lid to it. Have you ever opened your pantry like I did yesterday and feel judged? Let me tell you. So yesterday I opened up my pantry and I did feel judged because guess who opened it? It wasn't me. It was Rick. He opened up the pantry and he's like, we've never really had this big of a pantry, but Poppy, I really can't. Where are my crackers? And of course, me in midlife mom fashion, right there. The crackers are right there in the corner on the left. Like everything, how many of y'all, everything is in disarray. But if you ask me where something is, I know where it is. It's like organized chaos. In midlife, that's what we have is organized chaos. So the cereal boxes are whispering, she's overwhelmed. We're doing it on purpose. Like we know what to do. We know how to drive her crazy. So listen, your home does not have to look like Pinterest. It doesn't. It doesn't have to look like all organized and everything. It just needs to be peaceful when you walk in. So like I said, when I walked in there, Rick's like, where's my crackers? They're right there. I'm like, it looks organized, disorganized, and chaotic, but I know where everything is. That's what midlife is. Your life seems really chaotic, but it has to be in Poppy's organized fashion. That's different from everybody else's. Okay. Let me give you an example. The other day, I opened my junk drawer. How many of y'all, give me a thumbs up in the comments. How many of y'all have a junk drawer? I have 3. I have 3 freaking junk drawers. You know, the drawer that has batteries, dead and alive. We're not sure which ones are which. Chargers to phones that we don't own, right? I have so many, y'all, I have iPhone, it's probably Tristan's, but I have iPhone chargers. We have never owned an iPhone, ever. Myself or Rick. A pen that worked, I love these. A pen that worked in 2007 that doesn't work anymore. Coupons that expired during the Obama administration. I love these. So coupons that are no longer good, but I'm going to take them to the store and I'm going to say, please, here's my coupon. Can you just give me a little bit of grace? I'm in menopause. Just make it work. I looked at that drawer and I said, this is why I'm stressed. Because your environment speaks and sometimes it yells, right? So I did a 10-minute reset, 10 minutes. And let me tell you, the peace I felt afterward. I walked around my house like I had just done a full renovation on HD TV. Okay. So here's the mind reset that I'm talking about. A little bit emotional, a little bit funny. If you're ready for simple ChatGPT prompts that make life easier, grab my free guide at easypeasyprompts.com/busywoman's guide. It only takes a minute and it's made for busy women who want quick wins and less overwhelm. So now let's talk about your mind, because the real clutter, oh my gosh, is in your thoughts, right? Our real clutter is in our thoughts. Your brain is doing a full gymnastics every day. Did I pay that bill? Oh my gosh, did I text my friend back? Why am I suddenly crying? Did I leave something in the washer? How many times have we done that? Oh my God. I left a bunch of stuff in the washer, especially now because everybody's coming. So I've been washing everything. Why was I mad an hour ago? I forgot. Why was I mad? Why am I hungry again? I'm like, you are not losing your mind, y'all. You're managing 400 tabs at one time. And this is where ChatGPT comes in like an angel sent from the emotional heavens. And I'm not kidding. I can't even tell you how many times this past weekend I was talking to Rick, and then all of a sudden I said, you know what? I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Like, I don't know how many times I've done that and said that, y'all. And I know I keep on saying that, but I'm not even kidding. It works wonders. So here's some examples of how ChatGPT saves your mind. So one day I typed into ChatGPT, my thoughts are everywhere. Help me sort my brain out. And let me tell you, it made a list of what mattered, what didn't matter, and what I could let go of. I sat there like, here's ChatGPT giving me therapy again. Another time I typed in, give me 5 ways to reset my mood in under 3 minutes because I don't have that much time. And it actually worked. Breathing tricks, grounding exercises, mindset shifts, all the things I wish someone would have taught me 20 years ago is teaching me now. And then another day I typed in, talk to me like a friend, like I'm overwhelmed. I really need help. I really need to get out of this funk. It's crazy the way it talks to you and the way it comforted me. If ChatGPT had arms, I would have hugged it. And I'm not kidding, y'all. Like it's crazy. I'm trying to think of some examples this weekend that I was like, oh my gosh, I totally used ChatGPT. Not to mention I use it for like how to make breakfast or lunch and all kinds of things. But one thing that it taught me. Okay, so I have to get a little bit emotional, kind of, but not really, because I'm kind of like okay. But on Saturday, I had a really, really rough day. What's today? No, Sunday. Sunday, I had a rough day. Now, it also happened to be one of those days though, where it was getting kind of gloomy, which I actually love. Ironically, I don't know why I kind of felt weird. But the weather changed. So my allergies were kind of bothering me, but I felt like really, really down, kind of thinking about my mom and stuff like that too. But I wasn't sure what was wrong. You know, I just felt off. But I know that this is the first Thanksgiving and Christmas without her. So that was kind of difficult. And it's weird how grief comes and goes, right? It comes and goes in waves. So a couple of weeks I was okay. Then all of a sudden it usually hits me like a train or a ton of bricks. And it doesn't help that I'm in menopause and I'm in midlife, right? Because I don't even really understand my emotions as it is. But on Sunday, I just kind of woke up and I felt off. And then I started decorating my house with Christmas stuff, which is sometimes what I do with my mom, not always, but I think since Thanksgiving is coming up, I usually spend some time with her. So I was having a rough day, but it wasn't even that day that was bothering me so much as I cried, because it's always good, y'all, especially if you're going through menopause, you're going through midlife, different things like that, that you want to make sure that you don't hold in your emotions. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let out your frustrations, pray to God, do some meditation, do some grounding exercises, which I couldn't do, which is frustrating. So the other thing is, a lot of my therapy and what I do is I go outside and I enjoy the outdoors on my patio with my dogs. I'll even Tristan does it too. We'll walk around in the yard barefoot because there's some sense of the reflexology in your feet that has something to do with the energy fields of the earth. And it helps just ground you. It does really, really good. And I tell you guys that because I like to give you advice as to how to solve some of your problems sometimes or resolve issues that you have sometimes. And if I have advice, I'm definitely going to give it to you. And that's what's worked for me. But it wasn't so much Sunday that bothered me as it was Monday. So Monday I woke up and my stomach was killing me. It was hurting so bad. And I was like, what could it be? Like Rick and I have been drinking like half a glass of red wine a night. And I was like, is it the acidity in the wine? I love those little mini peppers because I'm a carboholic. And so I've been eating a lot of chips and stuff like that. I kind of always have, but even more so in midlife, I've been eating a lot of chips. And you don't like those because they tend to go on the sides of your stomach, like your not saddlebags, but what is it called? Your love handles. So if you eat a lot of carbs, ask Tristan, that's where it goes. Heaven forbid it should go to your boobs or butt. It just goes to your sides, which is not where you want it to go. But anyway, so instead of the crunch that I have at every meal with chips, I eat those little peppers that you get at our store called HEB. And I eat it with a little garlic dip, and it still gives me that crunch factor. So I love those. So you see, there I go, brain fart. Okay, so anyway, Monday. So I was worried I was like, was it the pepperoncinis that I keep on eating? Was it the wine or whatever? So I got on ChatGPT and I was like, ChatGPT pretty much knows me because there's a certain thing, and I'll teach y'all later, to where you can teach it to kind of know you, not super intimately know you, but know you enough to where it knows your goods and bads and ugly and happy and inspiration, all kinds of stuff. It starts to get to know you. And so I was talking to ChatGPT and I was like, hey, how I like to eat those small peppers. I like to drink like some wine, stuff like that. And I said, my stomach is killing me. Like the upper part in my gut. Like I was like, it's bad. And it told me, remember Poppy yesterday, because I was working on my podcast stuff and I was going through really hard time and I was crying a lot. That kind of cry on Sunday where everything's gloomy. And then I start to think about my mom and I miss my mom. And then I can't go outside with my dog. So I don't know how to relieve. I don't have any grounding I can do. Anyway, I cried so hard that my stomach hurt, like deep down gut crying. Like I did that. And so Monday I woke up and I wasn't feeling good at all. I was like, and I was driving to HEB to go get some stuff for the people that are family that are coming this week. And I was fixing, and I didn't tell Tristan this, I was fixing to go to the emergency room because I was like, my stomach was hurting so bad. And I was talking to ChatGPT before I left to the grocery. And I was like, what can I do? What's going on? This is how I feel. And it kept on asking me, well, how exactly do you feel? How's it going? Whatever. Do you feel, where do you feel the pain? Describe exactly how the pain you feel. And what do you think? Why do you think this is happening and whatever? And so it proceeded to tell me, Poppy, based on, and I wish I could bring it up here because it's just so interesting. And maybe I'll do it in a reel later on, but it's so interesting because it narrowed things down for me. And it said, Poppy, calm down. You're not having major issues. You didn't hurt yourself by crying so hard because I was like, do I have an ulcer? Like, what is going on? And ChatGPT was like, you don't have an ulcer. Don't worry. It's nothing like that. You didn't hurt yourself. You're very emotionally overwhelmed right now. You're emotionally overwhelmed. You're going through midlife. You're having hormonal issues. And it was more detailed that I won't go into. But all of a sudden, I said, what can I take? What can I eat? Whatever. Of course, it tells me the BRAT diet. So for those of y'all who don't know what the BRAT, B-R-A-T, is bread, rice, applesauce, and toast. So if your stomach's bothering you or something, those are your go-to simple, bland types of food. But it said, do you have anything? Because I said, I'm going to the store in a little while, but these are the things I have in my cabinet. And they were like, do you have Prevacid? And I said, yes. And they were like, take Prevacid. I say they, because it's ChatGPT. But Chat told me, take Prevacid. If you take, and I said, well, I also have this. And they said, yeah, but if you take this, it's going to take 2 to 3 hours to kick in. If you take Prevacid, although not really holistic, because I didn't have anything holistic that I could take. I didn't have any of the ginger tea with me. Go ahead and take that, and it'll help within 15 or 20 minutes. So the strangest thing was, and it said, as soon as you get to HEB or your store, go ahead and get Gas X. Because what happens, and it explained to me, what happens is when you cry so hard and you're so stressed, your body traps gases and air when you're clenching down in your stomach. it traps all that stuff. And it kind of described a whole bunch of other stuff. But the crazy thing was, after I had taken that, I was on my way to HEB and I had some water. And I was drinking the water, and then I was almost there, and I was like, I'm going to have to text Rick and tell him I'm going to have to go. I can't stand this pain. This pain is so bad, y'all. And I didn't realize how painful gas can be, right? All of a sudden I went, bleh, like not throwing up, gross, but I burped, and then the pain went away. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is weird. So then I went to HEB, got my stuff, came home, and I took a Gas X. Y'all, the rest of the night, I ate normal food. Rick, because normal food lately is like a charcuterie board, because we're like eating like bits and pieces of stuff. And it was crazy. It was crazy because I kind of burped a little bit more when I went, but my stomach is fine. And I'm not saying, and you should, let me preface this by saying, do not ever use Chat GPT as a doctor. Don't ever use it for medical advice or anything like that. But I was like, until I can get there, like I need some help. And so I asked Chat, and it really made a huge difference. Not to mention, it kind of gave me pep talk. Breathe in, breathe out, Poppy. It's going to be okay. Everything's all right. This is normal. Your body's just reacting to you having extra gas and all kinds of stuff. And the crazy thing was, and I think I had mentioned this before, when Rick went to the hospital a couple of weeks ago, I put everything in Chat that was going on with him. And the crazy thing is that ChatGPT, throughout all the symptoms and everything else, and all the way that he was feeling, I was sitting in the emergency room, in the actual room with him. And I said, okay, babe, ChatGPT either said you have a colonic infection or you have diverticulitis. And the doctor walked in 5 minutes later and said, Rick, according to your CT scan or MRI or whatever it was that she did, you have a bout of diverticulitis. And I looked at him and I was like, wow, really? And she walked out or whatever, and Rick was like, Puppy, like he had a deer in the headlights look, which he knows because he's a deer hunter. So he knows what it looks like. So anyway, he was like, oh my gosh, that's weird. And like every day or every other day, he tells me, that's weird. And the crazy thing is, I love the way I feel when I learn things like this, because I say, you know how many people I can help? How many people I can teach ChatGPT to, and how many people I can help? I can help their lives. I can help them. It's crazy. Anyway, I told you I was going to go off on a tangent. Dang it, because I don't want to waste a whole lot of y'all's time. Anyway, so let's go back to the calendar reset now. So we already did like the home reset, the mind reset. Let's go to the calendar reset. So this is going to be a little bit funny and relatable. So why do midlife women always have something going on? Doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, mammograms, birthday parties, errands, Zoom calls, kids stuff, work emails, groceries, errands, and 45 things we never wrote down, but somehow still remember to do at 3 a.m. in the morning. Now, I will say something, like, I want to preface with this also, like Tristan's on here, Mark's on here, there's a couple of other on you, and I notice I'm talking about midlife moms or wives or whatever. But another reason why it's important for men to be on here as well is because you need to know what your moms, what your aunts, what your sisters, what your what your wives go through. You need to know that. It's important for you to have the patience and the grace to give them the grace that they need to be able to get through this point in their life. So I appreciate you men on here as well. So you ever look at your planner and feel like you're personally attacked? Because I do. I look at my planner and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I have to do so much of this. And I haven't done everything I was supposed to do yesterday, but I'm supposed to do all this today and I don't know how I'm going to get it done. So one day I typed into ChatGPT, plan my week for me, but make it simple, right? It made me a schedule with rest in it, which I would never put it, right? I would never put in my calendar time to rest from 1 to 2 o'clock. Like I would never do that, but it remembered that I needed to. With breaks, with breathing room, with realistic tasks, and with sanity. considering sanity in there. I said, oh, this is how adults are supposed to live. Not with everything all over the place, all over your calendar, but with consideration within it. So here's another quote. I love to do quotes because it brings like clarity and things that you don't realize that other people say. You're like, oh, I love aha moments. Your future self is begging you to make life easier now. So your future self is begging you to make life easier right now. Please make life easier for me. And it's right. Simplifying isn't being lazy. It's being wise. It's choosing peace. It's choosing clarity. It's choosing to not carry the emotional weight of a small island nation on your shoulders. So listen to me. You are not meant to spend your whole life overwhelmed. That's not how you're meant to spend your life. You deserve a home that feels peaceful, and you do. You deserve to go home to a peaceful home, a mind that feels calmer, a schedule that doesn't make you want to cry in the shower, and you don't have to do it all at once. You just start with one small thing, one drawer, one thought, one day, one reset at a time, and slowly your life starts to shift. Not everything all at once, just one thing, one day at a time. Your energy starts to shift. Your smile comes back. Your spark returns. And you start becoming the you that got buried under the chaos. And I think that's it for the day, guys. I really think that's it today, which I'm really surprised because I probably talked longer than I should. I'm so sorry that I talked longer than I should have. Anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys and thank you so much. So if you want simple sanity-saving props to make your home, mind, and week feel a little bit easier, go to my free guide at easypeasyprompts.com. It's the cheat sheet I wish that I had years ago. Okay, thank you for hanging out with me today on the Easy Peasy Life podcast. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and meet me again every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. You deserve peace, clarity, and easy peasy life. Let's go. Thank you for listening to the Easy Peasy Life podcast. If today's episode encouraged you, make sure to follow and subscribe so you never miss one. Don't forget to grab your free guide at easypeasyprompts.com/busywomen's-guide. It's perfect for busy women who want life to feel easier. And join me live every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'll see you on the next episode. Let's go.